Good morning. It is Thursday, April 16th. You're 90 days out from July 15th. Your DTD2. You're calling your B's and your E's. You're texting your U's. It stands for do the database to. Making sure you're in your database and you're contacting those two initials via phone or conversation, I suppose. And then you're texting your U's. So when you get to the midday protocol today, and we ask about interactions or conversations, I would say a conversation is when you're Chatosaurus Rex, and interaction would be like Textosaurus Rex. So conversations, interactions, one of the things that we track when we get to the midday protocol. That's today at 12. We'll talk about that in just a second. Yeah, we're 90 days out from July 15th. The 90-day rule, we doubled down on that and talked about that a little bit during the All Partners meeting. We've talked about that quite a bit because I know that I tend to go through this rigmarole of saying today's date and then 90 days out. And what does that really mean? It is from kitchen table to closing table, historically close to about a 90-day window. So the reminder, the friendly reminder, which I know you adore, the friendly reminder is basically, hey, based on today's activities, that's when the results will show up. That's why we're always keeping you abreast of when the 90-day window hits, and it's July 15th right now. So mid-July, because we're mid-April, we're 90 days out. Whatever you do today, kitchen tables this week will turn into closing tables the week of the 15th of July. That's where we're at. It is Thursday. We do have Breakthrough Club. It is the rebranded, reimagined Fight Club. So Breakthrough Club, honestly, Zoom room, cameras on, microphones off. You're going in there and you're doing your marketing, you're doing your prospecting, you're doing whatever you do to make sure you're having more conversations or the adequate amount of conversations to take care of your goals. That's why we have that space. It's a safe space to go do just that. You can join us. Click the link. It's KWBreakthroughClub.com, KWBreakthroughClub.com, or just click the link in the morning news. It will zip you right in there. And you'll notice people are in there, cameras on, microphones off, and they're working on whatever they're working on. They're talking to people. You'll notice, too, people are in there talking to people, and they're smiling, and they're in a good mood, or maybe they look pensive because they're typing data points into their CRM. Everyone just working together separately, if that makes sense. Everybody's working on their business, but we're in a group environment because we know this. Humans want to do difficult things together. That's why we created this space. So Breakthrough Club starts at 9. When you're done with your lead gen, I would love for you to join us for the midday protocol. We do that every day at 12 o'clock. When lead gen is over, let's get together and have that conversation about our 3 lead indicators. Conversations and interactions. How many in the last 24 hours? Actually, 48 hours because we didn't have the midday protocol yesterday. We were busy doing our thing with the All Partners meeting. And then the next category is how many appointments do you have set to sit with buyers, sellers, investors to sign them into your business? And then how many agreements do you have signed? Did you sign a buyer, seller, investor, or a new purchase and sale and put somebody under contract? So those are the 3 lead indicators: conversations and interactions, appointments, and agreements signed. If you're tracking those numbers and those numbers are consistently crooked and not just zeros, we're moving in the right direction. And you're also going to have days where you're going to have some zeros, and that's okay too. The point is tracking what you're doing so you have an idea. So when somebody says, how's the week going? You can be like, hey, and I'm not saying you're like going to pull out an index card and be like, well, conversations and interactions, and you're going to start reading all the data points. That's not my point. My point is, do you know where you stand in relationship to your goals? That's our biggest challenge, is we're guesstimating. And the things that we don't track, we couldn't possibly grow. How do we know where we want to go if we don't know where we are and we don't have the gaps in there as well? Like maybe you're getting through to people, but you're not setting appointments. Well, maybe you're just not asking the question, right? So you're standing in the batter's box and the pitches are coming in and you're hitting, but you're not really getting them out of the infield. That's just an adjustment in the batting stance. Right? Or maybe you're getting to the kitchen table and you're not getting the listings. What kind of conversations and questions are we asking? Or maybe you're getting the listing and you're not getting it sold. What do your negotiation skills look like when you're talking to other brokers? What are you doing to navigate the conversation with your seller about making sure that you're in the accurate price point? Right? So if we know where the numbers are showing up and not showing up, we can probably go to those deltas and fill those gaps with some information, some education, some implementation, so we can change all those results. That's why tracking is so important. So the midday protocol, join us every day at 12. That is today at 12. You go to, it's actually in the Breakthrough Club. We just start the conversation right there. So we'll see you there at 12 o'clock. Click the link in the morning news to join us for that. And honestly, we go over everybody's numbers. You can report if you want to report. You can sit back and listen to what other people are doing, experiencing, enjoying, struggling with. It's a place for us to work together and grow. And at 12:30, you're out. Go have a sandwich, go on your appointments, or get back to it. I don't know what you're doing today. It is cloudy now, but it's supposed to be okay-ish, I think, today. And then this afternoon, just a heads up on what the afternoon looks like now. On Thursdays, you now have onboarding 101, 102, 103, 104. Yes. So KT on Thursdays is always 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. A little bit of a change. He's now 3 o'clock to 5:30. You're like 2.5 hours of KT. He's wildly good looking. So it's not that you don't want to spend time with him. The challenge is maybe you don't have the 2.5 hours, and you don't need to have the 2.5 hours. I'm making my point. So if you jump in today, and if you just landed and you're like, I haven't spent the Thursday with KT yet. Okay, this is from the recommendation from the man himself. KT would like you to approach it this way. And we know everybody's wired differently, so people are going to do what people are going to do. But this is the recommendation from KT Temple himself. If you're just getting started, you will join him today at 3 o'clock, and you will spend 30 minutes with him, and he will be doing Onboarding 101, which is contacts, websites, and apps. Then you can go just implement that and work on that for the week. And then you'll come back the next week at 3:30, or you could come back at 3 and make sure you didn't miss anything. And then at 3:30, you'll do Onboarding 102, which is smart plans. And then the following week, you'll come back at 4 o'clock and do Onboarding 103, which is opportunities, how we get paid. And then at 4:30, and this is now an extended remix, at 4:30, it is going to be your Lone Wolf conversation. Lone Wolf is happening at 4:30, and that will go till 5:30. That is now an hour. So moving through the afternoon, 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, 4:30, that last segment is a 60-minute segment going over Lone Wolf, just so everyone understands that's what it looks like. And that's what onboarding looks like on Thursdays with KT. Above and beyond that, if you want to book him for a private conversation because you've got some other questions or you need some help with X, Y, or Z, you can do that. If you look on the morning news today, right next to where it talks about all the classes he's offering this afternoon, there's a little thing that says tech questions, book time with KT. Right above that, do you want to fight with Tim? Book time with Tim. So coaching and tech help. There's links right in the morning news, right next to the calendar for the day. Anytime you want to book time with my face or KT's face, you can do that at your leisure. But you do have KT from 3 o'clock to 5:30 today. That last segment, Onboarding 104, is 60 minutes to get you all lone wolfed up. 5 o'clock today, it is career night. If you have anybody who's thinking about, hey, you know what? I think I want to get into real estate, and I don't know what I should be doing. You can send your people to career night. It's KWPortsmouth.com, I believe, is the link. At the very least, the link is right in the morning news. And we are on Zoom tonight for that. It's made it easier for people. We do career night on Zoom at 5 o'clock tonight. We do it once a month. And if somebody's just getting started, they don't know their first step, we will introduce them and make sure they choose the appropriate licensing class. We will talk about all the opportunities here, everything the company has to offer here at 463, our market center. And of course, we will get them up and on their way. So if anyone you know is interested in a career in real estate, career night is tonight at 5 o'clock. The link for that is in the morning news. If you've got questions, comments, or concerns, you can always reach out. We're here to help. If you need something, and there's anything I can do for you, it is 603-834-2856. You can also book my face for our one-on-one at meetwithcoach.com. I'll see you in and around the Market Center and the internet. Have a great day.